Wham, bam, here I am. The unimpeachable president for life. The long-haired weirdo. Your pal, OJC, Jeffrey K. Clayton. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I see Chris Martin is already inside. Chris Martin, I've been looking for that additional shirt. I'm going to make one last, give it the old preschool try and try to locate that thing today and get all that in the mail to you tomorrow. The Dean of Sods is here with us live. August 17th already. What do y'all think of that? Adam Boone, you got your shirt today. All right. How about we see some posts of some people wearing these shirts and stuff like that? You know, the first thing I'd like to say is I got a lot of friends out there that have been under the weather here lately. I guess you know what that means. Speedy recovery to everyone. No one has ended up in the hospital that I know. Yet the powers that be in Mecklenburg County, they're getting their mask mandate. It starts tomorrow everywhere inside. Vaccinated or non-vaccinated, you'll be wearing a mask there, cowboy. I'm telling you, this is the precursor to shut down 2 electric boogaloo. But you know what, in the meantime, let's just have some fun. Let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about some good stuff. For you avid record collectors, the next ANTiSEEN overrun will be done very soon. I'm talking about maybe 2 weeks. I'll have them. If you want advanced information, private message me, direct message me, whatever y'all call it these days. Let's see. Man, I got some stuff to talk about today. You know, I've been it seems the latest group of things that we've done in ANTiSEEN and stuff I've done outside ANTiSEEN has been some of my most proudest moments. You know, you think after almost 40 years, how can you start? How can you still feel that way? But you know, the stuff is taking on a new direction and a new life, and doing things that we never really thought possible until technology became the way it is today. But I'll just give you a little rundown. This right here. Getting to do a record with Jerry A. of Poison Idea. And getting to do Testify by Beautiful Beauregard. Taught to us by Rancid Vat. And look at that orange vinyl there. And for the first time ever on vinyl, Bass Street USA, the theme song of the Fabulous Freebirds. These are running low. I ain't lying to you. I saw somebody just say something that I agree 100% with them. The guy on a grape. Needs a little more love around here. This is hands down, as far as ANTiSEEN as a band, one of my proudest projects that we've ever been involved with. I know it's not very lengthy. You know, only 2 of the parts of the 3 parts are original, but the way it all come together, and you know who I give most of the credit for this? Sir Barry Hannibal. Oh yeah. And yeah, people said it's no elder. Well, man, it took forever to hear any feedback. We sent, you know, we sold out. But through the kindness of Mr. Dennis Highland at Jackhammer Music, we now have these back in stock. And don't forget, our brothers of the road, our partners in crime before I hang on the back. This is very significant for what I'm going to talk about today, because these guys are from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And you think, well, Jeff Clayton, why is Hattiesburg, Mississippi significant? Well, you're going to find out here in a little bit, because I had to call down to Hattiesburg just a little bit ago to get some confirmation on some details. Hey, you know, and if you're one of those out there that's never heard either one of these, you can order them both tonight. You can order them right now while we're sitting here talking. And when you do, you order 2 pieces of music. I don't care what they are. 7-inch, cassette tape, reel-to-reel tape, 8-track tape, album, CD. If you order 2 things, any combination of those, don't have to be 2 CDs, 2 cassettes, any combination of those, I'm going to send you this. Donated to me by my good pal Dave Prino, Punk Aid CD. 3 CDs, over 90 bands. And ANTiSEEN is on this. This went to help went to help kids that were getting jailed in Indonesia. This for simply being punk rockers. Oddly enough, we're going to talk about punk rockers today, too. I had a little stroke of luck over the last couple days. You know, I always talk about my pal Janice Blythe, Ruby, from the Hills Have Eyes. I scored this VHS tape of Soldier's Fortune the other day. Her last film, 1990. Yeah, I can't see that. Yeah, 1990. I got a VHS player given to me courtesy of Jimmy Repo, my main Jimmy Repo. I can't wait to watch this and steal some screenshots from it to put on her page. Well, remember I told you we'd have a new feature? Tink Tink. Is that Punk Aid CD for sale by itself? No, Tink Tink. You got to buy something to get it. It's mail time at Jeff Clayton's. And this came from Tacoma, Washington. Who could it be? I know who it is. And I pre-opened it. I already know who it is. It's my main Bobby G. Bobby G is also the head honcho of Digital Warfare Records. And I hope by saying warfare I don't get a bot shutting me down. Well, Tink Tink, I'll tell you what, you contact me direct message here when we're done, and I'll work something out with you, okay? These 2, you know, there's something else I'm proud of. I'm not even on this, but I'm proud of it because these 2 pieces, I love the guy that did them. I love the guy that put them out. And I am proud of this accomplishment for both of them. Joe Buck. Who dat? Let me see what color vinyl I got. Let me see if I got black. I told Bobby G I want me some silver. Man, Bobby G he was a package making fool over the last few days. Got all these together, and they were done at our place that we get our records done, Cascade Record Pressing. You know what? I ain't keeping this shrink wrap. People say, "Oh, you should keep the shrink wrap on them." I don't care what shape they get in, because when I'm dead, I ain't gonna be playing them and looking at them no more. Let's see what kind of color we got here. Ho ho ho! Silver vinyl. I love it. And you're thinking, "Oh well, that's good. A new Joe Buck record." Nope. 2 new Joe Buck records. Piss and Vinegar. I already know this one's going to be gold vinyl. This is like all the big songs that people go to hear Joe Buck play. Evil Motherfucker from Tennessee. Born to Scare. That's one of my favorites. Dig My Grave, Dig a Hole. Devil's on His Way. Let me look and see what this one's got on. I don't know as many of these, but this one here this is the big hits right here. So do yourself a favor and go get both Joe Buck albums from Digital Warfare Records, or Bobby Gunstrom, or Joe Buck yourself, all on Facebook. I'm messing everything up here. Well, you guys, I asked you last week, do you like hearing stuff that's just in the planning stages? It's just in the working stages. Well, speaking of stuff I've been very proud of over the last few years, I guess. I was part of a tribute album to one of my favorite bands of all time, Black Oak, Arkansas. And that was done on, I think the label's Fostex Records. But the group that's in charge of it, that gets the whole thing together, plays the music, is my main man, Josephus, and the George Jonestown Massacre. And now they did that Black Oak. A lot of people say, "Oh man, I never heard the Black." Man, I was on 2 songs. Let me explain something to you. I did "Lord Have Mercy on My Soul." Y'all know Black Oak. You know that one. And I was also on "When Electricity Came to Arkansas." But guess who else was on that song with me? Greg Ginn of Black Flag and Ricky Lee Reynolds of Black Oak, Arkansas. What, that's not a feather in your cap for your career? Oh yeah. Well, I'm very proud of that record. If you guys haven't seen or heard of it, man, go listen to a little bit of it on Josephus and the George Jones. Joey, why'd you have to have such a long band name? Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre. They got Bandcamp, and you can listen to songs off the album. You can buy the album. You can buy it on CD if you want. So, they recently put out a tribute record to Nazareth. And I had a bunch of the same people. They didn't ask me to be on this one. But it's damn good too. It's got Blaine and Ryder from Nashville Pussy. And it's got tons of people. I can't even begin to tell you who all. I wish I brought that one in and read off it. But let me get some hibiscus tea here. But I just did lead vocal. Oh, now, okay. I've got to back up a little bit. They just had Nazareth come out. Next, they're going to have a tribute record to the Naz. Todd Rundgren's old band from the 60s. I didn't get asked to be on that one either. But the next one, I got asked to be on that one. And I can tell you who it's a tribute to. The Motor City 5. Maybe some of you know them as the MC5. Oh yeah. And I got to do the song Sister Ann off the High Time album, their third album. I think it's an album that maybe gets overlooked a little bit. I love all three of their albums. And each one was like listening to a different band sometime. But yeah, I loved High Time. And I love that song. I've loved that song ever since the first time I heard it. And I finally got to do it. And I think I did a job on it that I am very, very proud of. And I hope when it comes out and you guys get to hear it, that you are equally as impressed with it as I think I am. And I wish I could spill the beans right now to tell you who my special guest, besides Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre guys, who's going to be on that track with me, but I've been sworn to secrecy. That's just part of the things they're going to, when it's time to let it drop, it's going to drop. It's going to be big. It's going to be like an atomic bomb. Just doing a little light reading before Break On Through came on. Now it's story time. I got a request this week from my main Ming way over in the great country of New Zealand, saying, Jeff Clayton, I would like to hear all the details about the event known as the Crusty Punk Brawl. All right. Remember I told you that we're going to be talking about Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Well, I'm thinking this was either 1999 or 2000. Now, we were on our way to South by Southwest music festival, whatever the hell they call it. Yeah, ANTiSEEN used to play South by Southwest. That's back when we were hipsters. We're not very hip anymore, so we don't get to play there. But let's see what's going on up in here. All right, so we are on our way to Austin, Texas, and I'm thinking we may have stopped to do one show somewhere, but I know we stopped in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Anytime we go to the deep south, whether it be over to Florida or to New Orleans, even on the way to Texas, we try to make sure that we get to stop And even if we're not even playing, but we like to stop in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Why? Because we go to the home of Walt and Heather Wheat. And ever since they but back before, when they didn't have a house big enough for this kind of thing, they always hosted a touring band. And man, when I tell you host them, I don't mean yeah, you sleep there, and there's a McDonald's down the street, if y'all get hungry. That ain't the way it is at Wheat Compound. The Wheat Compound, Heather Wheat's going to get up and fix breakfast. Walt will too. She's going to have a honey bun cake made. And you're right, Mark. Dinner and guns. And then you get to go out into the shooting range and shoot guns. Any kind of gun. The most high-powered gun you could possibly think of to shoot. You can shoot it. Now, I'm not implying that the Wheats have a lot of guns in the compound. I'm not saying that at all. But, seriously, it's always a good time. Their hospitality is unmatched by anybody or any place we've ever been, I guess. All over the world. We've been in some very hospitable places. But, this is back when we used to go down there and play at this place called Tal's. We called it Tal's Music Emporium. Maybe it was called Tal's Music Emporium. I don't know. It was a pool hall. Tal was an interesting character. Looked like he could have been in Elvis's entourage. And, to say the place was seedy is not being honest enough. But man, we love that place. We love shit like that, They had a back porch, man. I don't think I ever went on it. I stayed inside the whole time. But we were there. We were on our way to South by Southwest. Man's Ruin Showcase. They had just put out the Eat More Possum, Southern Hostility, two albums on one CD. And we were going down there to showcase our talent. Well, there was, as far as I remember, we always had really good crowds there. I mean, because before I hang, they do something that, oh yeah, Little John, dark, and also a dark bar. But, before I hang, and Little John, who just chimed in right there, they do something in their town that most clubs don't do in their town. You know what it is? Advertise. They make sure everybody knows that there's something going on. So I think we've always had pretty decent crowds. But this one was especially good. And it attracted an outside element. Some young, idealistic punk rockers, if you will, attended the show with their girlfriends in tow. A couple of their boys, their posse. And I don't know, they had a band, but I'm not gonna say their band on here. I would never give them any advertisement. But even though they're probably all accountants and all that right now. But anyway, they had just got to know the guys from Before I Hang, and were doing shows with them, and they thought, well, they're cool kids, But apparently they still had a hard time. They didn't understand where a lot of the groups of our ilk were coming from. And back then, we used to open the shows with the first half of the Ramones song, Today Your Love, Tomorrow the World. Let me see if I can give you a little bit of those lyrics Facebook friendly, so I don't get banned for life. This is the Ramones now. I didn't write this. But they said, the lyrics go something to the effect of, I'm a Nazi, I'm a shock trooper, fan for the, and did you catch that, bots? But it would then, and then there's a part in the song where Dee Dee would count 1, 2, 3, 4. Today your love, hey, tomorrow the world. Oh, today your love, hey, tomorrow the world. No. We left that part off and instead did what is now called the impossible drum roll. Into Stormtrooper. A song of ours off Eat More Possum. And we put Today Your Love on Eat More Possum too. So, but see, Barry Hannibal was playing drums then, so the roll was tight. Well, we haven't even got through Today Your Love, and a young, idealistic punk rocker storms the stage, both fingers up high. Now, I'm used to seeing that from the people that love us, so I didn't think nothing of it. But then I heard him calling us names. As in, I did not see that. I mean, I gotta have some tea. So they're calling us all kind of World War II Germany names, and so I'm kind of sizing it up, I could see better then, so I was kind of looking at what was going on, and I saw what was going on. They were forming a little V, making their way to the stage. They were going to get us from all sides, they thought. But then the kids spit at me. I had to call Walt Wheat Before I Hang. I had to call him today to get details. Because I said, man, what happened when the kids spit on me? I know what my natural reaction would be. If it's close enough and down low enough, I'd just kick him in the face. But we were almost equal with the audience. The stage was only about this tall, But, my next line of defense is to take the mic stand and just boom. I've done that a bunch of times. There's no room to do that there. They're so tight in. Walt says, all I know is once the initial finger waving, name calling, and spit happened, all I saw is you go through the crowd and all I saw was your elbows. So apparently, I haymakered this kid. And then I got back on the stage. Because our policy is don't stop. They were going. We still knew where we were. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm wearing this shirt of the wrestler Kane, back when he wore a mask. You remember Kane? One of the best masked wrestling gimmicks in modern history? Before they had to fuck it up and take his mask off, make his mask partial, make him fall in love with all the valet, you know, all that crap. Back when it was some good shit. Well, I had this cane shirt I was especially proud of. And somebody grabbed it and starts pulling it. I'm like going, oh! And I just remember grabbing a hand and doing that dig, man, and just like, hey, get your hand off my fucking shirt, kid. And then I'm going back to find the microphone. Where's my damn mic, you know? But our bass player at the time, Joe Williams, formerly of Seducer, was playing with us. And another kid was coming to get me from this way. I'm just like, where do these kids get their balls? I mean, I'm impressed. I really am. But it's only going to last for a few seconds. Next thing I know, Joe has ripped this kid's shirt completely off. He's still holding his bass. We're still in time. And then he starts punching the kid. Bam! Bam! Like in the side of the head. You see this kid's head going whoop, whoop. Now, look. We don't take pride in going around beating up kids and stuff. But man, when they make their first move, somebody's got to stop it. We're not starters. We're stoppers. There was a fan of ours that lived down in Hattiesburg. And we called her, her name's Mitzi. But we called her Mitzi the Destroyer. And she was not given that name as a joke. She was a small, yet very wide woman who was not afraid to scrap. And scrap she did. She got more wax in than me and Joe Williams put together. And then some kid was over there by Joe Young's side. And man, it takes a lot. It took a lot back then to rile Joe. Because Joe was always smiles. He was our Billy Zoom. But I saw Joe just like, boom! Knock something. It just kept going, man. It's like, we don't stop to give them attention. We have some songs to sing. People came to see us sing. So after Mitzi got a hold of them, they all leave. Girlfriends, crew, stars, they all left. One thing I failed to mention, we rented a van for this trip. So, night's over. There were some, they had issued some warnings to the door people and everything that they were going to get us when we come out. How dumb is that? We don't have instruments in our hands and we're not singing for people. We're not doing our one trick pony show for the crowd. We don't have anything in our hands. How stupid are you? Oh, they're going to be waiting on us outside. Okay. Let's go. Yes, Bobby G, one day I will tell the Grand Junction story. A story along the same lines of what I'm telling now, but it involved us and Zeke against a mouthy club employee. There's your teaser. There's your trailer. When we go out, they're nowhere to be found. But their mark was left in the back window of that fucking rental van. They broke it out. So before we go to Austin the next day to to be the stars of our hipster music festival, we have to go around and try to find a damn place to put the fucking glass back in this thing. We did. Barry Hannibal was the... See, back then even he was the man about... back then you had to get a damn phone book out and look for everything. But, took care of it. We're on our way. We went to South by Southwest. We ruled. We were the darlings of the entire festival. We got signed to 1 million labels, and then we got dropped from every one of them before we left town. But that was the Crusty Punk Brawl. Now, what happened to the Crusty Punks, you might ask? Well, one of the girlfriends worked in a beer store. Now listen, you're in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and you work in a beer store. Before I Hang lives in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I mean, do you think they're not going to frequent the beer store at some point? Well, Walt and Joel, from Before I Hang, decided that they didn't have near enough adult beverages at the house and needed to replenish. So to the beer store they go. Being the ANTiSEEN fan that he is, Walt Wheat is wearing his ANTiSEEN shirt. Well, they pull up at the beer store. Apparently the Lady Diana of Punk is working the counter. She sees the boys walk in the door and she turns white as a ghost. Her boyfriend, the singer of the crusty punk band that didn't get to play the show, was there, but he was involved in an art project. He was doing some kind of crafts. So he didn't notice the guys. So, Walt goes over and gets him a hand truck, stacks him about 6, 7 cases of beer on it, goes up to the counter. The Lady Di of Punk, rings it up for him. Takes his hard-earned American green and then says something snide to the effect of, "Nice shirt." It was a nice shirt. But then Walt looks at her and can tell Mitzi the Destroyer had been there. And he looked at her and says, "Nice black eye." The Crusty Punk Hattiesburg Brawl. Folks, I'm going to wrap it up a little early today. OJC's got stuff to do. Thanks for everybody for coming and visiting with me today. As always, don't forget, please go to my friend Janice's store. Get you an autographed picture. Get your copy of The Hills Have Eyes signed by her. Buy some records. Get this CD for free. This is a damn good CD, man. This is like 90 bands. Like if it was a festival, it'd be a day in hell. But if you're sitting in your house, no problem. 90 bands, each playing one song. That's no problem at all, really. Yeah, it would have been a funny detail if they had messed up Art Boy's project, but Walt and Joel are both patrons of the arts, and so they didn't want to squash the dreams of a young future artist. Always thinking of the community. Speaking of the community, I am your favorite community organizer saying, y'all just keep on doing what you do. Because there's going to be a lockdown too. Electric boogaloo. And then we just got to decide how we're going to break on through. Good evening, everyone. See you next week.